One who heats their water on a hot day before bathing needs not advise one who fails to bath due to cold weather. You're welcome to section 8 of chapter 10 of the Holy Quran. And chapter 10 is Surah Al-Yunus. Section 8 begins with Ayah 71. Yes, in my description, I always put signs in the Quran, signs in the world. And that's the sign that we are going to, or these are the signs that we've mentioned. So it's sign 71. وَإِتْلُ عَلَيْهِمْ نَبَأَ نُوحٍ. إِتْلُ عَلَيْهِمْ نَبَأَ نُوحٍ is قَالَ لِقَوْمِهِ يَا قَوْمِ. Okay, let's stop there. Let's stop the color. Is إِتْلُ عَلَيْهِمْ نَبَأَ نُوحٍ. Relate to them the story of Noah. إِتْلُ عَلَيْهِمْ نَبَأَ نُوحٍ. Relate to them the story of Noah. Is قَالَ لِقَوْمِهِ. Behold, he said to his people, قَالَ لِقَوْمِهِ يَا قَوْمِ إِنْ كَانَ كَبْرَ عَلَيْكُمْ مَقَامِي وَتَذْكِيرِي بِآيَاتِ اللَّهِ فَعَلَى اللَّهِ توكلت. على الله توكلت. He said to his people, "Oh, my people, if it is hard on your mind that I should stay with you and remind you the signs of God, yet I put my trust in God. If it is hard on your minds that I should stay, into brackets, with you and remind you, also in brackets, the signs of God, yet I put my trust in God." Kabura alaikum makami in kana iskala lekomihi ya kaumi in kana kubra alaikum makami wataskiri bi ayati llahi fa'ala lillahi tawakkaltu. Fa'ala lillahi tawakkaltu. Get ye then, no, yet I put my trust in God. Fine. فَإِجْمَعُوا أَمَرَكُمْ شُرَكَاؤُكُمْ ثُمَّ لَا يَكُنْ أَمَرُكُمْ عليكم غُمَّةً. Get ye then an argument about your plan, and among your partners, so your plan be not to you dark and dubious. Amrakum alaykum wa shurakaukum thumma la yakun amrakum alaykum gummatan, dubious. Be not to you dark and dubious, and that is gummatan. Thumma igdu thumma igdu ilayya thumma igdu ilayya wala tanzurun. Thumma igdu ilayya wala tanzurun. Then pass your sentence on me. Igdu alayya, pass your sentence on me and give me no respite. Wala tanzurun. Oh, say he should be given no respite. Oh, let's see. Let me read it smoothly in English, or try to read. Let me say, try to read it. Relate to them the story of Noah. Behold, he said to his people, "O my people, if it be hard on you, and that's your mind, on your mind, that I should stay with you and remind you the signs of God, yet I put my trust in God. Get ye then an argument about your plan and among your partners, so your plan be not to you dark and dubious gumatan. Then pass your sentence on me and give me no respite." La Tanzurun. Okay. uh, there is a note to read. Note 1456. The reference to Noah's story here is only incidental to illustrate a special point. The fuller story will be found in in chapter 11, 25 to 48. So this mention of Noah is just by the way. The fuller story is in the next chapter, and in many other chapter 11, 25 to 48, and in many other passages, e.g., 7:59 to 64, and also 23 to 34, chapter 23, verse 23 to 32. Then chapter 26, verses 105 to 122, and chapter 37, 27 to 82. So you can see the story of Noah has been repeated in so many places in the Quran. Full stop. At each place, there is a special point in the context. Full stop. The special point here is that Noah's very life and preaching among his wicked people was a cause of offense to them, but he feared nothing. Trusted in Allah, or trusted in God, delivered his message, and was saved from the flood. So, tawakkal to Allah. I trust in God. That is what Noah told his people. Yes, there is a second note about that too. Your partners, so your partners and plan. It's dealing with partners and plan, and that is 1457. From the sense of truth from God, no, pardon me, firm in his sense of truth from God, firm in his sense of truth from God. Full stop. Noah plainly told his people to condemn him to death if they liked, openly and in concert, so that he should at least know who would listen to his message and who would not. He wanted them to be frank and direct, for he feared nothing. All right, we go to the next verse, which is, or the next sign, sorry, which is sign 72. فإن توليتم فما سألكم من أجر فإن توليتم فما سألتم فما سألتكم من أجر But if ye turn back, توليتم, if you turn back, consider not consider no reward have I asked of you. فما سألتكم من أجر, reward أجر, فما تكلتكم of you. And he adds, إن أجري إن أجري إن أجري إلا على الله. إن أجري إلا على الله. My reward is only due from God. إن أجري إلا على الله. My reward is only from God. أمرت 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 أن أكون من المسلمين. And I have been commanded to be of those who submit to God's will. من المسلمين. So you see, submitting to God's will is there. It has been said of many of the prophets. Abraham said it, Moses said it, Muhammad said it, alayhim salam, and Noah, we are told. So that is where Islam comes from, to Allah's will of those. So God commanded him to be among those who submit to God's will, among all these prophets that I've mentioned. All right, 1, 4, 5, 8. The prophet of Allah, the prophet of God. Allah means God. People are trying to dissociate Allah from God. No, it never happens. It actually means God the Almighty, God of the universe. So the prophet of God preaches for the good of his people, but he claims no reward from them, but on the contrary, is reviled, persecuted, banished, and often slain. Yes. That's the commentary for verse 72, ayah 72, sign 72. We now go to sign 73. كذبوه فنجيناهم فكذبوه فنجيناه ومن معه في الفلك. كذبوه فنجيناه ومن معه في الفلك. They rejected him, but we delivered him, نجيناه, and those ومن معه in the ark, في فلك, or ship if you like. في فلك. وجعلناهم خلائف وجعلناهم خلائف and we made them inherit into bracket the earth. وأغرقنا الذين كذبوا بآياتنا وأغرقنا الذين كذبوا بآياتنا and we drowned أغرقنا in the flood those who rejected our sign الذين كذبوا بآياتنا وجعلناهم خلائف وأغرقنا الذين, and we drown those who rejected our signs. فانظروا كيف كان عاقبة المنذرين. Then see what was the end of those who were warned. but heeded not. Munzarin warned, Akibatul Munzarin, the end of those who were warned. You see their end. Mm. We go to 1 4 sign 1 4 5, no, note 1459. Mm. And here we're told to compare uh, chapter 7, verse 64. So note 1459 tells us to compare chapter 7, verse 64. Viewers, you can go there in your leisure time to do that. Now we go to sign 74. Sign 74. ثم ثم بعثنا من بعده رسلا إلى قومهم. Then, after him, in Bagdihi, we sent many messages to their people. Ba'atna min Bagdihi Rusulan ila qawmihim, to their people. Fajja fajja'uhum 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 bil bayinati. Many messengers to their prophets. They brought them clear signs. فَجَاءُوهُمْ بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ. They brought them clear signs. فَمَا كَانُوا لِيُؤْمِنُوا بِمَا كَذَّبُوا بِهِ مِنْ قَبْلُ. Clear signs. But they would not believe what they had already rejected beforehand. In other words, they had rejected it already, and they will not reject even if other prophets were brought after the prophet Noah, alayhi salam. من قبل. كذلك نطبع على قلوب المعتدين. كذلك نطبع على قلوب المعتدين. Thus do we seal, natba'u, thus do we seal the heart, qulubi, muqtadina, of the transgressors, the hearts of those who transgress. Thus do we seal their hearts. Let's go to 1460, the note to 74. I understand the meaning to be that there is a sort of spiritual, and there is a sort of spiritual and influence descending from generation to generation. I don't know where this "and" comes from. There's some sort of spiritual influence. But here there is "and." I may be wrong or they may be wrong. There is some sort of spiritual and influence descending from generation to generation. So from Noah's generation to generations that came after him, they couldn't turn around to believe in what they had already disbelieved in. Okay. Generation, among the unbelievers as among the men of faith. Very good. In history, we find the same problems in many ages. Denial of God's grace, defiance of God's law, denial of God's grace, defiance of God's law, rejection of God's message. Full stop. These influences cause the hearts of the contumacious to be sealed and impervious to the truth. Compare chapter 2, verse 7, and notes to that verse. What they do is to prejudge the issues even before the prophet explains them. To prejudge the issue even before the prophets explain them. Okay, let's go to that's 1460 to sign 70. No, to sign 74 rather. Now we go to sign 75. ثم بعثنا من بعدهم موسى وهارون إلى فرعون وملائه then after them we sent Moses and Aaron to Musa, Harun, Fir'auna. We sent Moses and Harun. We sent Moses and Aaron to Pharaoh and his chiefs. بآياتنا with our signs. فاستكبروا وكانوا قوما مجرمين. But they were arrogant. Istakbaru. They were wicked people. Qawman mujrimin. They were wicked people. Psalm 1461. The story of Moses, Aaron, and Pharaoh is fully told in chapter 8, chapter 7, verse 103 to 137. Chapter is in Roman numerals VII. And there are references to it in many places in the Quran, full stop. The incidental reference here is to illustrate a special point, namely that the wicked are arrogant and bound up in their sin and prefer deception to truth. They do not hesitate to charge the men of God who work unselfishly for them with mean motives, such as would actuate them in similar circumstances. And that was a commentary to Psalm 75. We now go to Psalm 76. فلما جاءهم الحق من عندنا قالوا إن هذا لسحر مبين. إن هذا لسحر مبين. When the truth did come to them from us, they said, This is indeed evident sorcery. Lasihrun mubin, evident sorcery. No commentary to that. Let's go to 77. Kala Musa, itaku Kala Musa, itakuluni Fakala Musa, atakulu lihak lamma ja'akum. Moses said, Say ye this about the truth when it hath actually reached you? Atakuluna lilhaq lamma ja'atkum. Say ye this about the truth when it hath actually reached you? Asirun, asirun haza, asirun haza, wala yaflehu. Asiruna, asirun haza, wala yaflehu. Asahirun. Is it sorcery? Asirun haza. Is it sorcery? Into brackets like this. But sorcerers will not prosper. Asirun haza. Is it sorcery? Wala taflihu. Asahirun. Is it sorcery like this, or is it sorcery like this? But sorcerers will not prosper. We go to 1462. Sorcery is the very opposite of truth. Dash, being deception of plausible shows by the powers of evil. But these cannot succeed at last permanently, and truth must ultimately prevail. That is the commentary to verse 77. We now go to ayah 77. We now go to sign 78. Kalu ajetina lital fitna amma waja'adna alayhi ayatina. They said, hast thou come to us to turn us away from the ways we found our fathers doing? Kalu ajitina lital fitna amma wajatna alayhi aba'ana. To turn us away, to turn from the ways we found our fathers following. Abatna. Watakunu lakuma al-kabiru ya'uf al-kibra, al-kibriya'u fil ardi wa ma nahnu lakum bi mu'minin. We found our fathers following, in order that thou and thy brother, that's Musa, thou and their brother may have greatness in the land. You see, they are thinking of prophets of this world. Kalu, where is it? Ajiktina litalfitna amma wajatna alayhi aba'una watakuna lakuma al-kibriya'u fil ardi. Kibriya'u fil ardi. How is it interpreted here? The greatness in the land may have the greatness, kibriya'u, greatness of fil ardi, of the earth. Wama nahnu lakuma bimu'minin. They won't believe the two of them, but not we shall believe in you, in the two of you. Commentary 1463. That's where we are now. We are going to now. Notice how they attribute evil motives to the men of God, motives of ambition and lust of power. They are talking of the greatness of the land, cattle, money, men, women, crops, and whatnot. Greatness of the land, motives of ambition and lust of power, which men of God had been sent expressly to put down. Full stop. The same device was used against Al Mustafa. So even from Moses' time down to the Prophet, Al Mustafa refers to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. From Moses down to Muhammad, the same device was used against him. All right. Now we go to Psalm 79. Wakala Fir'aun atuuni wakala Fir'aun ائتوني بكل ساحر عليم ائتوني بكل ساحر عليم. Said Pharaoh, bring me every sorcerer well reversed. كل ساحر عليم. فلما جاء الساحرة فلما جاء الساحرة قال لهم موسى ألقوا ما أنتم ملكون. When the sorcerers came, Moses said to them, Alku, throw ye what ye wish to throw. That's the rods. Throw ye what you wish to throw. Alku ma antum mulkuna. Throw ye what ye wish to throw. فلما ألقوا قال موسى ما جئتم به السحر. قال موسى ما جئتم به السحر. When they had their throne, Moses said, what ye have brought is sorcery. قال موسى ما جئتم به السحر. What you have brought is sorcery. إن الله فيبتلوه إن الله فيبتليه. Sorcery. God will surely make it of no effect. God will surely make it of no effect. Inna Allah sayubtuluhu. Inna Allah la yuslihu amala mufsidun. Inna Allah la yuslihu amala mufsidun. Brought is sorcery. God will surely make it of no effect. For God prospereth not the work of those who make mischief. Inna Allah la yuslifu amala muhsidin. Those who make mischief. Commentary 1464. Commentary 1464. That's where we are going now. To verse 81. To verse 81. 464. When they threw their rods, when they threw their rods, it was not one rod, their rods became snakes by a trick of sorcery. But Moses' miracles were greater than any tricks of sorcery and had real truth behind them. Let's go to the last ayah of the section, that's section 8. وَيُحْكُ اللَّهُ الْحَقَّ ويهكو الله الحق بكلمته ولو كره المجرمون ولو كره المجرمون. And God by his words doeth proof. Doeth proof. Yuhika Allah al-Haq. Doeth proof and establish the truth. Al-Haq, the truth. Yuhika made proof the truth. Doeth proof the truth. Yuhika. Doeth proof the truth. Allah al-Haq بكلمته ولو كره المجرمين. Doeth establish the truth, however much the sinners may hate it. Karaha, hate. Karaha, hate. However much the sinners will hate it. We go to note 1465 to sign 82. 1465. God's words or commands have real power, while sorceress tricks only seem wonderful by deceiving the eye. And that's the end of section 8. When we come back, we're going to section 9, and it begins with sign 83. Thank you very much, and forgive me for my weaknesses. Ila lika, bye bye, au revoir. May God be with you all.